What you think?
What do the astronauts
And
say?
what did the astronaut what,
What do
Ronnie?
the astronauts say? They say light the candles and
Kick the tires and light the fires.
there you go.
That's what it is. Hey,
Yeah,
light the candles, pour the wine, all rise.
here we
It
go.
is, in fact, Sunday morning mass. Good morning. I'm Lou Gallagher.
I'm Corvette Ronnie.
You are indeed Corvette
Yeah,
Ronnie.
last time I checked.
hmm Good morning to all of you who are viewing on live chat. I see people checking in. Hooli, the coffee is hot. Yeah, I didn't screw up like I did last weekend and forget my coffee.
Yeah, yeah. So he's
So
he's bound to be a little bit more alert today.
I hope so.
Yeah. Uh-uh.
Good morning, Rick. Oh, you got too much volume going
I
there.
got too much volume.
hmm
There we go.
So we are glad that you're with us. Please be seated, by the way.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I thought you were supposed to do that.
I already am seated.
Okay, wait. That's not what I meant.
Oh,
Um, I'm as close to altar boy as I can get today.
I noticed that.
Black and white.
I didn't
Yeah.
get the memo. So I'm in a t-shirt.
Well, you know, people ask us that. Do you talk to Ronnie all the time? No,
No,
no.
you know we almost every
Morning,
night
Dan.
though. Almost every night.
Yeah.
There's a blurb that we.
Sometimes there's a little pleasantry. How was your day?
Yeah.
Whatever. And sometimes it's work. Mama Llama is. Oh yeah. Good morning. Hi, Mama Llama. Great to see you.
Oh, Rick Clemenson's here.
Baba Ganoush says, "Good morning, fellas. I loved your light the candles, pour the wine." Now, for a minute, I thought we were talking about romance, and then I realized, oh yeah, that's right. It's Sunday morning mass.
And nobody want to talk about romance at
Nice
6:30 in the
chest,
morning.
boys. Oh yeah. What do y'all think?
Oh,
This is where men are so smart meets technology, right there.
just this much of technology.
Well, yeah. I don't want to go crazy.
We played with it last week a little bit after our
Yeah.
show.
Uh-huh.
We watched some YouTube videos,
Did it step by step. Watched it over and over.
and while I was watching them, I was telling him, "Hey, you need to click this
Mhm.
and move this setting here."
Right.
And lo and behold,
We found what you see right now.
we have blue screen,
Yeah.
green screen.
It's blue for us. You
Yeah, it's
can't see
blue.
that, but
Yeah.
you know from previous episodes. Jayla G. Hello, all. Jayla G. Welcome. KT Southwest. Good morning. Nice chest, boys. Zara 334
Oh,
says.
thank you. I've
Yeah.
been working at the gym a little bit.
Okay, so Ronnie, let's on the show Sunday morning mass. It's kind of a cacophony of things that we talk about, a cornucopia, if you will. And I'd like to start this week. Yes, real live, not pretend this time.
Yes,
Okay, let's address that, Ronnie.
the premiere.
Yeah, there's a function on YouTube called Premiere, and what that allows you to do is kind of promote an upcoming video, and it allows you to show your video and watch it in real time with your viewers so that the live chat will work. It's not that we're trying to, what's the word I'm looking for, Ronnie? We're not trying to trick you.
No,
We're not saying it's live, and
although we had tricked a couple people.
yeah,
They're like, "Hey, how are you chatting and you're not looking at your keyboard?"
Hooli says, I love to see tech being used by peeps my parents' age plus. Thanks.
Thank you.
You're so kind. When I was an altar boy, all I got was a candy bar and a pat on the head. You're lucky you didn't get more.
Yeah, yeah.
Hola, gauchos. Hola to you. We're
Yeah.
gauchos.
Rapala.
Gauchos are cowboys.
Yeah, I think they're Mexican cowboys or something. Yeah.
Yeah, in Spanish.
Yeah.
Okay, so what were we saying? Let's see.
We're
we're
talking
not
about
trying
the
to
premiere.
pull off anything. It's not like that. It's like on Sunday morning mass prior to going live. I have something in my throat here. I know what you're saying. Prior to us going live with Sunday morning mass, what we would do is we would run the show, the recorded show, and it would start at 7 a.m. and Ronnie and I would be up at 7, and we would comment along as you watched.
Mhm.
This is essentially the same thing, except that we actually can watch the show. Not that we love it that much. We were here, we did it. So
Right.
watching it again is not that important. Anyway, so it's the same thing. and we're just trying to be interactive with you as our videos are going. We're not trying to pull a fast one. We're not trying to pull a finger.
Well, I think the biggest difference is that if something pops up in chat, we can actually change the direction of the show
Right.
to go with that.
Absolutely.
Whereas in a pre-recorded show, it is what it is.
Yeah, and when you watch these live shows, you don't often see the host of the show reaching down to type on their computer.
Right.
Right. There's other stuff going on. So that, all right, we got that going. In Fenn News, what it seems to be everybody seems to be talking about is this article by Margie Goldsmith,
Right.
and it was in Forbes magazine.
It was also in a travel magazine.
Yes, I thought it said it here, but I guess it doesn't.
Called Travel and Wine, I think it was.
And so I'm sitting here thinking to myself, why is this even newsworthy?
Right.
And I'll tell you why, or what. When I read this article in Forbes, all it was is rehashing old stuff.
Right.
There wasn't anything new in here that I saw that I thought, wow, that's earth shaking.
Well, and what makes it a little bit, what brought it to my attention, she had written an article several years ago, talking about the Fenn Treasure, and now it's all of a sudden come to light again for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
What? Why is it that she's all of a sudden bringing this up out of nowhere? I don't know that there's anything groundbreaking happening right now in the Fenn search. I think it's still a lot of the same core people out there searching for the treasure.
Mm-hmm.
So it piqued my interest a little bit. Maybe she needed some more residuals,
right?
Some money, so crank it up again. But I don't think that really anything has changed dramatically in the chase.
Nah. Fenn says that one hunter got within 200 feet of the treasure, but so far no one has found it. The treasure is not easy to find, says Fenn, but it certainly isn't impossible. All someone has to do is solve the clues in the poem, and the chest can be theirs. Wow, we didn't know that.
Wow, that is groundbreaking.
Yeah, that's
There's some news for you right there. Stop the presses.
Okay, you think that's big? Here, get ready for this one. Fenn admits that one clue is the most important clue in the poem: finding where warm waters halt.
Yeah.
Boy, you could almost abbreviate that to WWWH.
That would be also groundbreaking.
It is.
Yeah.
We've got our finger on the pulse. And apparently so does Margie. So the point is of this article that the search isn't limited to the Rocky Mountains either. New York City cops caught a man digging in Central Park near the Alice in Wonderland sculpture because he'd heard that Fenn could quote from Lewis Carroll's book. Okay, you know what, Ronnie? We need, if this man is doing due diligence in New York, we need to do the same here in California.
I think there's a couple places I'd like to excavate here.
I think we need to check it out and see if we can find the... See, here's the thing.
Ooh.
There's 300,000 people looking for the treasure in 4 states. We're not in those search states.
No.
So we've got the corner on the market of California. I think we
got
start watching and searching. I think we're onto something.
That might be our next show.
Yeah, it could be.
Our search for the treasure.
So Fenn says, I think I will be a little disappointed if someone finds the chest this summer. Well, time's just about up, Mr. F.
Yeah.
I have said many times, he says, that I didn't care if someone finds it because the ambiance of mystery will be gone and a lot of people will be disappointed. He grins like a Cheshire cat and adds, it is possible that someone will find the treasure this year, but they will have to figure out the clues first. Really?
Dang, I was not aware that you'd have to figure out any clues to find this treasure.
Where do we find these clues, Ronnie?
I thought somebody would just trip over the treasure at some point.
It would help if you would have wrote a book or something.
Yeah, because we're really...
Or a pamphlet.
Anything.
Visit New Mexico. Have a little poem in there.
Yeah.
You should have done something.
So we'll see. I don't know. And like you said, it was cold this morning. I'm wearing long pants.
Yeah, I noticed.
For the first time since March.
I'll be honest with you. I used the heater on the way to my radio show yesterday morning in the car.
So It's a little chilly. It was 57
Hmm.
degrees, and we have a whole house fan. We try to open everything up and cool the house down.
Right.
It got a little bit too chilly.
Yeah.
So I
Hmm.
closed our bedroom down and we're cooling the rest of the house down. But it's chilly this morning. I can only imagine what it's like in the Rockies. It's got to be colder and it won't be long. The snow will start again. And that pretty much closes the window on the search season.
Yeah. In the live chat, Mama Llama says the value of the chest keeps going up. Yeah, I know, huh?
Yep.
Well, I was thinking about this driving over to Ronnie's this morning, and it's all the way across town. It's plenty of time to think about stuff. When it comes to that number, um, seriously, the value of gold has gone up
Dramatically.
significantly.
Yeah.
So there's really no way to ascertain a number um, until someone finds it and turns it in and it's appraised.
Well, yeah, and even then, it's only worth what you can sell it for. So even if there is $5 million in gold,
Right.
well, gold usually you can get your money for the gold, but artifacts, other trinkets that are in there are only worth what they'll fetch at an auction.
And no one knows. It's
Right.
supply and demand. I mean,
Yeah.
that's capitalism right there. William Sparks, nice to see you this morning, William. Do you guys know why no one can find the first clue? Well, I'd love to hear from you and what you think.
I think it's a little too vague. There are we get so many solves sent into us. In fact, I get numerous solves from one person,
Yeah, you do.
and that person has sent me probably no fewer than 40 where warm waters halt solves.
Right.
So you can't go any further until you know the exact where warm waters halt,
Mhm.
the correct where warm waters halt. So that is a big stumbling block. And right out of Forrest's mouth, that is the most important clue. You don't even know what the hell state it's in.
Now,
There's there's four states that could translate to.
how
So
many warm waters do you think halts you could find in 4 states? 100,000?
I mean, it's countless.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And then I saw in the comments in the chat that Copper Dan was saying that in her article it's full of mistakes. So I had noticed a couple things in there that are not quite what anybody who's involved with the chase knows to be true, but I only noticed a couple. So maybe Dan can shed out a couple other of his.
Well, Dan says the chest will sell for far more than the price of the gold in it. It's bronze.
Yeah. Well, and to the right person, if somebody is really into the chase, then the chest itself, it's like the Holy Grail.
Hmm.
So it does have I mean, uh, it has a value far greater than just what it is.
Mama Llama says Fenn said there are thousands of WWWHs.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, so that's a thought. Ronnie, I was asked the other day about the value. What did I miss?
Jungle Cruiser says there's only one that matters.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. And good morning, Juno. Sorry, I didn't acknowledge you. I meant to. Ronnie, you have this theory that I really enjoy about money/treasure, and that is that. And I got this email. I'm sorry, I think it was from Michael, who said to me, "Well, if the value of the chest is $6 million, after taxes, you would probably receive $3 million." And people always go, "Oh, I'd have to pay half of it in taxes." But the point is what?
You didn't have $3 million before,
Yeah,
so
that's not a problem that I'm worried about.
right.
You know?
I get a kick out of people. The lottery is pretty big, probably everywhere in the United States.
Yeah.
It's huge, and people win. We just had somebody in Woodland
Right. A nurse.
at your Rayleigh's.
Yep.
No. She worked at Rayleigh's.
Oh, she did.
She worked at the Rayleigh's, and her husband came in and he bought a lotto ticket, and they won $9 million. And you know what? she was not one iota concerned about how much taxes they were going to have to pay
Yeah, yeah.
because it's life that is life changing
Hi,
money.
Jason. Yeah, it is.
Uh, you know, we were talking about in in the sheriff's department when you get a couple cops together, you always talk about your war stories,
Mhm.
stuff that you ran across. And I was telling a buddy of mine that I went to a house where unfortunately the man that lived in the house, it was an apartment. The man who lived in the apartment was deceased. And so the apartment complex called us and said, "Hey, there's a bunch of newspapers out front of the door and it smells bad." So he gave me a key. I went in and the man was in the bathtub and he was deceased. But what was so very, very strange was he had one of those folding card tables, like from the 60s, where the four legs
Yeah.
fold out. And on that table were stacks and stacks of $100 bills. There may have been, I don't know, somewhere between 50 and $100,000 on that card table. So the first thing I did is I trust myself impeccably, but I called for a second deputy to come over so that we could inventory some of the valuables because the next person that comes in, and not to say that the coroner isn't 100% trustworthy, but the coroner is going to be there by himself, and then going to have somebody taking pictures of the scene. So a CSI person is going to come in, and then the apartment manager is going to come in, and there's going to be a bunch of people in there, so we want to inventory all the valuable stuff. And I've told this story before, and somebody said, "Man, you should have taken like 10,000 bucks." Like, you know what? 10,000 bucks is not life changing money.
Oh, and you make a lot more money of that in a year,
It doesn't change my life one iota. I can't buy a new car with it.
right?
Um, it's nothing. And definitely, if I lose my job and my pension, holy cow, that is life changing negative
Right.
money.
Yeah.
So, um,
Well, that brings me to a saying that I'm very familiar with, and I think is apropos right here. Integrity is what you do when no one's watching,
right.
not
That's
not when everyone's watching.
That is, and I've always told my son, that's the mark of a man.
Yeah,
What you do when everybody's watching is nothing, but what
right,
you do when you think nobody's watching,
right.
that's the mark of a man.
And when you think no one is watching, and someone is watching, and they see that you did something good,
Right,
man, you'll never know. But at the same time, someone else does.
right. Big Whoopi, by the way, said that $1,000 would be life changing.
Well, yeah.
For
Welcome
some
to my
people,
world. Yeah.
for some people,
Hmm.
if you're, and I don't mean to, we have a tremendous homeless problem
Oh,
in this area. And so $1,000 would be semi life changing. But you know what? Even for them, $1,000 is that might get them by 2, 3 months.
right.
So
Charles Clemens says I spent $50,000 in 6 months. I wonder if that he means on the treasure.
oh yeah.
Could be.
Well, I'm just getting ready to redo my front landscaping to the tune of about
Oh,
$25,000.
Ronnie, holy moly,
Yeah.
holy moly. So I got this email. Where is it? Right here on this. Oh, here it is. I got this email from Ken Blythe.
Yes.
I haven't seen his name pop up yet this morning,
No.
and he has set music to the poem, The Clues. And I'm not sure how technology wise I would play this to show it on the screen.
No. Yeah.
I don't know how to do that. I told him I would try, and I just realized I hadn't. I wonder if I turn this up loud enough, if you can hear it. He's given me permission. Here's my speakers. Bring it up there to that. Thank you. That's a good
Oh
sign,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what Ken put together. I'm sorry I can't show it to you, but let me know if y'all can hear this.
He's playing guitar
This
with
is
it,
not
by
a
the way.
song.
We'll be
It is
quiet.
a musical reading from Forrest Fenn's Thrill of the Chase. I've gone alone in there with my treasures bold. I can keep my secrets where and hint of riches new and old. You get where warm waters halt and take it in the canyon down.
Into the canyon down.
Not far, but too far.
Can you all hear this?
Put in below the home of brown. From there's no place for the meek. The end is ever drawing nigh. There'll be no paddle up your creek. Heavy loads and water high.
Nice guitar run. He looks like a Tahani.
Yes.
Or whatever.
And he plays well.
You've been wise and found the blaze. Look quickly down your quest to cease.
Here it comes.
Terry scanned with marvel gaze. Just take the chest and go in peace. So why is it that I must go and leave my trove for all to see? The answers I already know. I've done it tired and now I'm weak. So hear me all and listen good. Your effort will be worth the cold. If you're brave and in the wood, I give you title to the gold. If you're brave and in the wood, I give you title to the gold.
A minor chord. He ended on a minor chord.
That's so Eagles.
Yeah, it was, huh?
Yeah.
Almost kind of Gordon Lightfoot, wreck of Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah. He did a really nice job.
I'm glad that I could get that. I'll try to post it, but you know us and
technology.
Yeah.
We're here and technology is right there. It's just out of our reach.
Absolutely. No question about it. Okay, so let's see. What else did I want to get to today? Coming up in the hour that we have with you this morning, and we started right on time.
Yes.
Hey, how about that?
Dang.
We're going to do, as part of our Mantasy draft today, I think this will be really fun. I want y'all to play along and try and influence us because we're going to be going on the fly. You know how I normally put it on my phone? I didn't do that this week.
Nothing there.
Nothing.
Yep.
So we're going to be going live with that. So we need your suggestions on gas station snack foods. And this is Mantasy draft packs. Packs of cigarettes is what I'm thinking, I think. And so we're going to have 3 rounds, right?
Yes.
And the way our Mantasy draft pick works is the guy that goes first picks 1, and then the guy that didn't win that goes 2, then it's back to the first guy with 2, then it's back to the last guy for 1 and 1, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Got it. So we're going to do that this morning. So get your picks in right now. Let us know about gas station snacks. Okay? I don't want to limit it. No limitations, but it would be something you would consume like a food.
Yeah, well, it'd be something that as you're paying for your gas, it's right there at the counter.
Okay.
You know,
all right. So it could be candy.
Yeah.
It could be chips or whatever. So get those in right now. Let us know.
Hey, I got to say hi to Baba Ganoush.
Yeah.
He's I was in Jason's live show the other night, and he was there. So I'm seeing a few names from Jason's chat. So that's nice.
That's awesome. Terrific.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We love Jason. We love Sasha and Sean, of course. And those are our favorite shows.
Yeah. Those are really the only shows.
Yeah.
that are worth anything.
Tuesday night is a little rough for me, and
Yeah.
sometimes I come in late on the Sean show, and I feel bad about that because I know that he likes to watch ours. And C, A minor, F, G. Yeah, that's just we could have played along with that. That's perfect.
Hey, I'm just seeing James Krause saying gas station sushi.
Oh, yeah.
That's the gift that keeps on giving right there.
Oh. Who in their right mind would seriously buy sushi at a gas station?
Yeah. I've never been that desperate for sushi.
Bobo says sushi and beef jerky. Now you're talking.
Yes.
I think you might be onto something there, Baba.
Yeah.
Chili. The gas station at the Chevron that I go to by my work in Woodland, California, They just opened up this chicken thing inside,
Ooh.
fried chicken thing.
Oh, damn.
And they actually have a person that mans that the whole time, especially during lunch and in the afternoon.
Dang.
You get some fresh hot chicken. Sakar, they really upped their game, kicked me in the pants this week. I don't know who they did.
Oh, that's us because of our probably our backdrop and
Oh,
everything.
okay, yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're learning. That's the thing. Um,
It's been kind of a hey, I was pretty thrilled when we started the show on time this morning.
right.
So
Yeah.
that shows you how far we've come in just a month.
Right.
So
And we apologize. Really, we tried so freaking hard to get to this live point right here.
yeah.
I mean, I thought Ronnie's head was going to explode one week. I
Ooh.
think you all remember that.
Yeah.
And then
We had
after
some
we
issues.
finally got it live, it took him about an hour to calm down.
I think my face was just
I
still
know. I know you were red.
tinted red.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Lime salt and a 5-hour energy shot. Okay.
Oh, dang! I have not tried that.
No. I'm not really into those, Ronnie, those energy drinks. There's something in them that, what's that one chemical that they have in those things? Tanikin or something like Peren.
I mean, it's basically just it's crazy hot caffeine. It's just like
it tears me up.
yeah. I do a I can't even remember what it's called, but I do a thing that I buy at Costco before I go to the gym,
Mm.
and it's basically legalized methamphetamine. You can feel it from the top of your head starts to get warm, and then it slowly works down. You can feel this flush coming over you.
Oh, wow.
And by the time I get to the gym,
Yeah.
I've worked out before where 2 hours is not enough. I want to keep going. Your body shuts down before your brain does.
Cooley, taurine. That's what I
There,
have a
yes,
problem with.
yeah,
I swear it tears me up.
yeah.
No, not heroin. All right.
That's also that has a slightly different effect, though.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Let's see. Your M.A.S.S is back, Charles says. Yes, we are
Yep,
back. We're
yep.
live. We've got a blue screen instead of a green screen. We got a little action going on there. I can even see how long we've been live. Look, we've been live 27 minutes.
How about that?
About 10 minutes has been real good.
Yes, we've had a 10 minutes of solid content.
Oh, there's no doubt about it.
And there's talk of boiled peanuts as a snack in here. Never had boiled peanuts, I don't think.
Well, you know what I was just thinking about? Rock, paper, scissors today.
Yeah.
I've beaten you so far every time.
Every time.
And you have to admit to our viewers, I'm in your head.
You're all up in there.
I am.
Yeah.
And you know what? This week I'm not. I don't know because I threw paper and he threw rock and paper covers rock.
Twice.
Right.
Twice I did that.
And then in the third week, I thought, you know what? He's going to go paper.
Yep.
And I'm going to go scissors. And sure enough.
That's what happened.
But today, we don't know. We don't know.
It's a crapshoot.
What about boxing last night?
The UFC.
UFC. Can you bring us up to speed with what happened?
So I didn't get to watch it yet.
Oh, okay.
I'll watch it on. It's always on YouTube. It's
Spoiler alert.
yeah. It shouldn't be on YouTube, but somehow somebody gets it posted on YouTube. And Khabib versus Poirier.
Mm-hmm.
And
I saw who won.
And Poirier he's an amazing boxer, and I've seen him just pick people apart. But Khabib is like the ultimate grappler.
Yeah.
And he's going to get you on the ground and he's going to submit you, and that's exactly what happened.
He likes that chokehold thing.
He's pretty good at it.
Yeah.
I've actually seen him pick people up and then dump them on the ground like a freaking sack of potatoes, and it just knocks them senseless, and then he starts hammering away at the head, and then they break
It's
it up.
over.
But
Yeah.
UFC is definitely, I like it a lot more than boxing. I used to be kind of a boxing aficionado.
Oh, I was. I saw Foreman fight live.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Live?
Mhm.
Oh,
In
yeah.
Reno.
I saw Pete Ranzani fight here.
Oh, yeah.
Pete
He was
Ranzani
great.
was
he a lightweight?
I think he might have been
Middleweight? I
he
can't remember.
was. I can't remember either.
And Tony Lopez.
Tony the Tiger Lopez
He's a friend of
is
mine.
local. I judged a bikini contest with Tony the Tiger Lopez at Brother Oliver's
That does not surprise me at
years
all.
ago,
Yeah.
and he's a great guy.
Yes, he is.
I think he's taken a couple shots to the head that I'm glad he stopped boxing when he did.
Hmm.
It's a brutal sport, and not to say that UFC MMA fighting is any less brutal, but it's usually over pretty quick. There's not these 15 round
Right.
bell ringing,
And by round
things.
13, they can barely stand as it is.
Right.
You know.
So I think that UFC is probably the the sport of the future.
Steve Klein says Dustin got ragdolled.
Oh yes, I haven't seen it, but
Okay. Oh, sorry.
yeah.
Spoiler alert again. Let's see. What else did I see
But we
here?
both said that Poirier would lose.
Okay.
So we were on track, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Habib is now like 28-0.
Yeah.
And he beat Conor McGregor, and he was
I
at a
didn't.
time in his career when
I
he was
didn't think he
untouchable.
should have tapped out when he did. I mean, I know it was a chokehold, but
I
still,
I think
he
he
was.
had his neck in a very awkward position. I don't think because his arm was not underneath it. I just think that he was twisting it unbelievably awkwardly, and I don't think McGregor had any chance
I
for
don't think he had
choice.
any energy left.
No, and he had been taking a couple rounds of just having Habib on top of him.
Okay, so in a couple
So-
of minutes, we're going to do our Mantasy draft picks for you, and this week we're going to do gas station snacks.
Yes.
Okay, snacks is a very broad term. Lori James says Cheetos, and to that I say Flamin' Hot.
Oh,
Flamin' Hot, Lori, or no? And then Chroma Key, who says he can't find himself in our show today. That's really clever. He says Fritos. Sakar says Fritos, only 4 ingredients. And to that I say the chili cheese flavored Fritos. If you had those,
yeah.
those are to die for.
I
Well, I'll tell you, they do give me heartburn though.
oh, do they?
Yeah, much
Yeah.
later in the day.
I really. So here's a strange fact of Fritos. My work dog Dora, who passed away a couple years ago, her paws smelt exactly like Fritos.
That's
I
weird.
mean, exactly like Fritos. And my new lab, and I think it's got to be a lab thing. My new lab, there's a hint of Fritos, and we're talking original recipe Fritos, not
Oh, okay.
not
No.
anything exotic.
Mhm.
My new lab, a little bit of Fritos. If we can ever get him unconscious, where you could get close enough to his paws, I'll have you smell him sometime.
Jimmy Fast says barbecue Fritos or nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. I really, there's so many different flavors. I like the original Fritos a lot. You can't match that on a sandwich either.
Oh yeah, no, I know what you
You
mean.
put original Fritos in
Yeah.
the middle of a sandwich.
That takes you back about 50 years, huh?
Yes.
It does.
Yeah.
It's funny that you can actually say that nowadays.
Right.
It takes you back 50 years.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
50? Salt and vinegar chip, says Hooli. Sakar says Fritos and ice cream.
Ooh.
My old lab paws smelled exactly like Fritos, Sakar says to you.
See? Thank you.
What in the hell is that? What could it be?
I don't know, but they are.
Grass?
It's I think maybe because dogs don't sweat, they actually sweat through their paws. So you'll see them if you've ever run across, like when I work with dogs at Front Street, when dogs are nervous, they leave a wet spot on the concrete because that's where they perspire from, that's where they sweat from.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it has to be something with dog sweat.
Read about the last
Smells like
five.
Fritos.
Read about Tim and Holly. Start there.
Let's see. I saw a lady at Walmart with toenails that look like Fritos.
Good morning.
Yes. And then Old Dutch tortilla or black pepper. Okay, like those. Drug sniffing dog meets dog sniffing cop.
That's from Matt. I have a beagle with Frito feet, says Papa.
And then Fritos smell is the yeast and bacteria in dog feet. It's very common. Well, thank you, Hooli.
Yeah.
Because
Yeast.
German Shepherds, I'm on my fourth German Shepherds. Their feet don't have any smell. I don't smell anything on my Shepherds'
They're
feet.
German.
Yes.
You never trust them.
Could smell a little bit like, I don't know,
Sauerkraut.
sauerkraut perhaps.
Mm.
Uh,
There is a stereotype.
but I've had two labs, and my last one he's a mix. He's a lab and Chesapeake Bay Retriever mix. So maybe he doesn't have enough lab in his feet. But man, I got to tell
That's
you,
wrong.
my
I feel
last
bad.
my last lab,
Yeah.
if I were to hold a bag of Fritos, you shut your eyes, and I hold a bag of Fritos here
Mhm.
and my dog paw over here,
Mhm.
you could not tell the difference.
Amazing.
100% right on the money.
Street checks in, says my feet smells like pickles. Good morning again. I don't know how we went down this rabbit hole. I think we were talking about Fenn, if I'm not mistaken.
Somehow.
Okay.
I always turn the conversation to dogs, if you
Yeah,
notice.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Somehow.
All right, let's do our fantasy picks. Mantasy picks.
Yes.
Which way should I go? Should I go rock? Should I go paper? Should I go scissors? What do you predict is going to happen? We'll leave that to you. Love sleepy dog pheromones. Yeah. Well, if I'm going to go down that hole, I'm going to say I'm going to take you all down with puppy breath.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Yeah,
It's pretty hard to beat that.
yeah, that is good. That's good stuff.
We a guy that doesn't work with us anymore used to bring his puppy in, and he had a hound dog, and the dog was just big and lanky with big huge paws.
Yeah.
And that dog used to just love to jump up on my work chair right here and just kiss my face nonstop. I'd be like this, trying to stop the dog, but and I was getting wet by the tongue, but the breath was so good it was worth it.
And William Sparks says that's why my lab is always licking his paws.
Yeah,
Because they taste
just
like Fritos.
Your dog's not dumb. There's your sign. All right. Okay, so let's see. Anybody? Scissors. All right. Ronnie, you got where you're going?
Yes. Yeah.
Here's what I predict.
See,
I predict today is going to be a tie in the first round.
it's possible.
Okay? All right, let me get ready here.
Yeah, see, last time
Rock. Okay, rock.
I think I had my arthritis was kicking in. I couldn't open up my fingers,
Is
so
that what it
I
was?
had to be rock. Yeah.
That could have been, so you're at a disadvantage. Rick Clemenson says I should go rock, so I'm going to go rock. Ronnie.
Okay. All
Okay.
right.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. I told you.
Oh, see what we did there?
I'm in your head. I told you that. Ebby7 Martin says paper. Okay, well, this is round 2, and I'm predicting there might be a tie here
Possible.
too. Okay, so we're playing. What's the name for rock paper scissors? Chamois or something or other?
Oh no,
No, that's a chamois.
What is it? Oh God.
That doesn't matter. Ronnie.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay.
Woohoo! Finally. Yes. Finally beat me. Okay.
You know what? And this is very important because the number one gas station snack is the ultimate winner.
You think so?
It's the winner.
Okay, well, I dispute that. I'm ready. I'm backed up with 2 picks.
Slim Jim.
God dang it, Ronnie.
There you go. Thank you.
You know how much I love a Slim Jim?
Mic drop.
I might even have one. This is my travel bag. Look, this is where I travel. Thank you for shopping. What have I got in my travel bag? That's a game right there.
Oh, what's
That's
in
a game
this
in
travel
itself.
bag?
Okay, so we got acetaminophen,
Okay.
aspirin in case I have a stroke,
Okay.
advanced therapy hand lotion.
Got a couple of microfibers.
Here's a cream.
Okay.
Mayonnaise. A brush.
Somebody said Rochambeau.
That's it.
It's a Rochambeau.
I was close.
Thank you, Jimmy Fast.
Whoops. Okay, thank you, buddy.
Wow. Appreciate
So
that.
Ronnie's going to go first, and he says he's got Slim Jim.
Slim Jim.
Okay, so that comes to me, and I have 2 picks that are coming. Slim Jim was going to be my number 1 pick, honestly. So
It's going to be everybody's number 1 pick.
dang it. Okay, I'm going to go Hershey's bar with almonds.
Oh, I see what you did there. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
And in my second pick, you didn't read us preparation H.
It's in there. He just didn't pull it out.
Yeah, that's one of the. I chose mayonnaise over that. I was going for the laugh. Okay, so let's see. I said I'd like to have Hershey's. I'm going to go cashews.
Uh,
So I've got Hershey's with almonds and cashews. Now we come back to you, Ronnie, with your first pick, which was so solid. Scissors, a little late.
and this is where I win. Beef jerky.
I didn't.
Teriyaki beef jerky.
Oh, God dang it, Ronnie. I was saving that one.
Yep. That, I think, really wraps it up for me.
Well, you still need another pick.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Oh, do I take it now? Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, take it now.
Unless you want to go next to me.
No. So I'm gonna go with peanut M&Ms.
That's solid.
I think I got the three best right there. If I were to walk into a gas station right now,
Uh-huh.
that is exactly what I would buy.
Uh-huh.
Those three items.
Yeah.
If I had $12, because gas stations are a little bit high for their snacks.
True. True. Okay, so let's see. My final pick. And it's got to be a good one. And it's got to be something that you can consume. Oh, I got it. I got an idea. I know what I want. Pork rinds. Yes! I just blew you out of the water with pork rinds.
Those are pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, start voting now, pistachios. I wanted to go there.
Yeah.
Cashews.
Pistachios are good.
Yeah, cat feet smells like Chinese food.
For good reason.
You should never keep mayonnaise in your wallet. It's good advice. It's sound advice.
That is solid.
Okay, so Ronnie, review. In your Mantasy picks for week 4,
Slim Jim.
love it.
Teriyaki beef jerky.
Teriyaki beef jerky.
Peanut M&Ms.
Okay, and I went with Hershey's with almonds, cashews, and pork rinds.
And Hooli already realizes that I won.
Really, Hooli,
Yeah.
it's too soon.
She might be the smartest person in here. She gets me.
I know she does. A lot of people get you, Ronnie. They do. Everybody loves Ronnie. There's no doubt. Okay, so what are you two smoking?
Chipmunk.
All right. So there's our Mantasy picks for this week. They will be up on our website where you can vote for your favorite. Our website, very simply, is menaresosmart.com. I put those options for you to vote up on the website as soon as we finish here. And where are we? 43. We got 17 minutes to go.
Yep.
And we might even come in a little early on this today.
Yeah.
All right?
Matt also says that I won.
Man, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he does.
Belva says Ronnie wins.
See?
Wait a minute, people. Pork
See?
rinds? Seriously?
Hey, pork rinds are good, but that can't get you past Slim Jim, beef teriyaki beef jerky.
Well, you took my number one pick.
I took them all.
I'll go with Lou.
Oh!
Rick Clemenson says.
Oh,
Okay, thank you, buddy. And
You know what?
I appreciate that.
you're gonna find yourself banned next week.
Hey, no, you don't. Ronnie wins, Rapella says.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Some things we wanted to talk about in the news. There is a story out of Sacramento, California, that was the shot heard around the world.
Boy, it was huge.
And
It changed the way we're policing right now.
mhm. Ronnie, why don't you maybe bring the story from your vantage point?
Okay, so there was a young man named Stephon Clark, and this is in the city of Sacramento. So it didn't happen where I work. I work in the county of
Right.
Sacramento. So city police officers get a call of a man smashing windows, car windows, and they send a couple officers out there. They find the man. Actually, they talked to a witness first, and they said, "Yeah, he's back over there between these two houses." They kind of walk down there, and I got to tell you, on these calls when you go to them, you're never expecting to find the person still there.
Right.
Your common criminal, they smash a couple car windows, they grab what's inside, and they're gone. They're long gone before we get there.
Usually on bikes, it seems.
Yeah. So lo and behold, these two officers get there. The guy's still there. Uh, they confront him. They tell him to stop. Show him their hands. Show them his hands. He instead runs back between these two houses. There's no real gate there. Runs straight into a backyard. He runs to the left from this backyard, jumps over a fence, ends up in another yard, and he picks up a rock and he smashes a big sliding glass window in the back of this house. Officers get back there. If I'm not mistaken, he jumps into a third yard, and that's where the officers have come down into the backyard, and they peek around the corner and they see him, and he's all the way at the back of the yard, and they basically they have him, and they tell him stop, show us your hands, and instead he advances towards them and he puts his hands up like this. And so one of the officers yells gun, which is exactly what you think when it's dark. This is late at night, so it's pitch black dark.
Mm-hmm.
They shoot, and they shot him. I think they hit him 8 times, if I'm not mistaken, 7 or 8 times, and they killed him. Well, it turns out what he had in his hands was a phone, and when he raised it, the screen popped up, which the officers assumed was a muzzle flash,
Mm-hmm.
and they shot him. And who holds their phone in a shooting stance like this? Well, anyway, the long story short, the officers were found to have done everything correctly by their operations orders. Uh, so they weren't terminated. They weren't even reprimanded by their department. They did everything that their department manual says they're supposed to do. Man, there were riots in Sacramento. I wouldn't say peaceful riots, but they were not on the scale of like Ferguson.
Right.
There
Yeah.
there wasn't that. But they shut down a couple Kings games. They were blocking traffic. They went to the DA's office, and they wouldn't allow the employees to leave the parking lot. So there was a lot of backlash from it. And the bottom line is, the man had every opportunity to save his own life, and he did. Well, just this last week, the city decided to award, I think, pretty sure it's $2.4 million to Stephon Clark's two children. Um, so I mean, he was a criminal. He had been convicted several times of spousal abuse, uh, pimping and pandering. Um, he's he was not a good guy, and his life was going nowhere. After they seized his computer, he had been Googling how to commit suicide. So what he did basically that night was he committed suicide by cop. And I mean, all this certainly, the officers that were responding didn't know any of this. And then probably the biggest thing that was, that the supporters of Stephon Clark said he just happened to be in his grandma's backyard when he was shot. So when he was hopping these fences, he was trying to get back to his home base, and it didn't work out for him. So now his children have $2.4 million.
Now, is this a wrongful death award?
You know what? I don't even think it had gone to court yet. I think the city was trying to avoid a civil suit. And so I'm sure that the two sides' lawyers were in contact, and the city just wants it to go away. And so they said, how much is it going to take for this to go away? And came up with a figure of $2.4 million. So I think at this point, Stephon Clark, the whole thing is, you
A
know,
non-story now.
it's yeah, it should be, in the history books and no reason to talk about it anymore. It's all been settled.
Well, if you've followed this case at all, and only if you have, we'd love to hear from you. Do you think that award of $2 million is the right decision to make in this case? Ronnie has presented all the facts as he understands them, and everyone has an opinion, and everyone is entitled to that.
There was a helicopter up the night that this happened, and the helicopter took amazing footage. They have what's called FLIR, which is forward-looking infrared, and you can see pretty clearly exactly what happened. Also, the officers were wearing body cams, and even though it was dark, you can still see the man. I forget what the distance was that he covered, coming towards them, but not with his hands up, was about, I don't know, I think 10 or 12 feet. So an unarmed person doesn't do that. In my experience in law enforcement, nobody advances on you uh, if they plan on giving up, unless their hands are straight up over their head.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, we don't want them coming towards us. We want them to turn away and face
Away,
away from us
right?
with their hands up.
There's a lot to learn from this story, Ronnie. A story, Ronnie. That number one, how you encounter police officers determines how that experience is going to go.
Yeah.
Now, there's some subtleties to that alone, which would be a lot of people, not everyone, a lot of people feel that cops are aggressive from the start. But I'm here to tell you that there's a protocol that has to be followed, not to mention, as Ronnie alluded to earlier, that there now will be changes in the way police officers in in the city at least,
Yeah.
can deal with situations just like this. Um, you make that decision. It's up to you. And some people say, well, the cops have too much power. Well, you know what? I don't think calling a cop sir or ma'am um, makes me any less of a man.
And you know what? I don't,
Respect.
yeah, and we certainly don't expect that. If we get that, hey, that's a bonus, but it's not gonna change the way our contact goes. I mean, actually, it might tilt a little bit your way if it's something minor, but the my biggest thing is, hey, if you get approached, if you've done something wrong, even if it's minor, and a police officer or a deputy sheriff approaches you and says, hey, you're going to get a ticket for this, or whatever the case may be, don't fight it in the street. You fight it in the court.
That's great advice, Ronnie.
There's nothing you're going to do. Police officers are pretty strong-willed, and once they've made their mind up, there's absolutely nothing you're going to do that's going to change their mind. Absolutely nothing. So there's no sense fighting about it on the side of the road, while you're getting a ticket, or in a backyard of your grandma's house. Uh, Take your punishment. Hey, this guy, he would have gone to jail that night. Uh,
But would lived
but he would
to have
have
seen the next
lived.
day.
Yeah, he would have lived. He would have gone to jail with a couple counts of vandalism. Uh, I'm almost sure he would have been out probably within a day or two. He probably would have been able to bond out, with a couple $100. He'd have to go to court. I don't think he'd do any jail time on this. It would all be probably community service and probation. So, I mean, the man was not looking at anything really serious. My own personal theory, and a couple people I have talked to since this, believe that he seriously was. He was just committing suicide by cop.
He was having problems with the baby mama.
Yes. Yeah. They were not. Uh,
She didn't want to take him back because of abuse.
yeah.
It's a very rocky road that we walk on this topic because it involves racism or the lack thereof. Um,
And by the way, and then, not that this really matters because the officers certainly couldn't tell the man's race. I can't remember if he was wearing a hoodie or a sweatshirt, but he was black. But the officers were also both minorities. So, and I think one was black, and I think one was
Hispanic, I think.
either Hispanic or Asian. I can't honestly remember. This happened a couple years ago, but now this is all just with this new lawsuit settlement. It's all being kind of stirred up and brought to the forefront again.
Mhm.
So,
Okay, so there you go. We'd love to hear your comments on that. We do the show on Sunday mornings from 7 until 8. We call it Sunday Morning Mass, and we're glad that you join us for that. It's pretty cool that we're even live. We even made it this far. Okay, so this is what I wanted to get to with the last few remaining minutes. When you were in Jason's room last night, chat room last night,
yeah,
did you mention the puppet at all?
no.
Okay, I can see that maybe we should address this.
Okay.
And I don't want to do this in such a way that we send any more people to see this.
Right.
A while back, I had a misunderstanding with one of our viewers. And let's see, how do I say this? I wrote him an email that tore him a new one.
Yeah.
And Ronnie also had a few things to say to this person. And you may know them as the Puppet Master. And if you've been in the loop recently, you'll know that he created a Stingray Ronnie puppet.
Right.
Now, I got to tell you,
Spot on.
it is.
The mustache, though, goes down more Hulk Hogan like. It's like straight
Yeah.
down where mine is flared out.
Maybe
a
he
little bit.
could fix that.
Yeah, work on that a little bit.
Okay, so enough about that. Let's just say that there is already a Ronnie puppet,
Yes.
and in the mail any day,
Lou puppets on a UPS truck somewhere.
somewhere, there's a Lou puppet. And I got to tell you that although to some people it might be a little flattering, the content with which he is using these is not real good. He is not a comedy writer.
Honestly, I don't understand what he's trying to accomplish. I've watched. There's been 2 shows now.
The Ronnie shows.
Yeah, they're just me.
The first one had Ronnie in handcuffs.
Yes.
The second one had Ronnie with his arm in a sling.
And a bandage around my head.
Yeah, that's right.
And a Band-Aid on my cheek or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not exactly sure. It seems like it should be working towards something. You know, if it's a series, you have to kind of think it out in advance. And like this show does this, and each show sets up something else.
Jason says, "Oh man, that Lou puppet had me dying. Sorry."
I haven't seen a Lou
Wait a
puppet.
minute.
I have not seen a Lou puppet.
Wait a minute. That
We might
may
have
be
to go
news.
back.
Jason, could you please give us some more news on that?
Yeah.
Where we might find that.
Yeah, we might have to go back and look for the Lou puppet. I have not seen a Lou puppet yet.
Maybe it's not on the UPS truck anymore.
Could be. Maybe it's Jason. Do you have the Lou puppet?
Maybe that's why he's missing. Maybe the puppet master should be mad at Jason, not me. Anyway, there will be a series, I guess. This guy, I cannot even imagine how much money he has spent purchasing these puppets.
Right.
And Sasha keeps saying, I got to admire his, what is the word she used?
Tenacity,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
remember. She
With
used
which he approaches this.
Yeah.
He's very diligent, to be sure. Baba Ganoush says, "Where's the bobbleheads?" Well, okay.
Oh boy.
We're working on that, but the thing that came out last night, you have great legs. Oh, thank you.
Oh wow.
Thank you very much. All right, so we'll all go in search of that, I suppose. But it's not going to be pretty.
No.
It's not going to be funny.
No.
I can already tell you that. Okay, so right now we have just a few minutes left. All right, right now, available to you, our viewers who we love so much, we have the new Men Are So Smart stickers.
Right.
We did not receive them on Friday as we were told we would have them. So Ronnie tomorrow will be going to his post office box to find them.
Yep.
If you've seen them and you want to get one of these stickers, it's a $5 donation. It's not much at all.
No.
We pay for the postage and the envelope to get it to you. You can make that donation on our PayPal site, which is paypal.me/menarososmart. But when you do, make sure you leave me your address,
Right.
and I'll get it mailed off to you just as quickly as we can get them. If Ronnie picks them up tomorrow, I'll make some kind of arrangements to meet him halfway or something so that I can get them, okay? All right. So, Jimmy Fast says, "Who is the puppet master?" And then he deleted it, but I saw it.
Aha!
I want a Lou and Ronnie stretch doll with sucker cups for my back window.
Oh,
That'd be cool.
wow.
That's not a bad idea, man.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea, Juno. Good job. How do you control the masses? Keep them fighting amongst themselves. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Love you guys. Hit me up. Have a suggestion for the look of the stream. Okay, good. We'll do that afterwards.
Yeah. Jason would know.
Okay, so we got to get out of here.
Yep.
Remember, get your stickers. There's a limited amount of them. It's almost like a running for president campaign.
It is very much like that.
Yeah, it's Men Are So Smart. Support in 2020.
We should make M.A.S.S. M.A.S.S 2020 instead of MAGA. We'd have M.A.S.S.
Oh yeah, that's an idea too.
Yeah.
Make America sassy, senor. All right, check out our website. It's menaresosmart.com. We've got all kinds of stuff on there, including a Fenn page with some pictures, various videos of ours, and blogs. And gosh, there's a lot to do. There are fun surveys for you to take too.
Yep.
And we get those. They come directly to me, and then I forward them on to Ron each time I get one.
Yep.
So please, in fact, do that.
I think he only forwards me the ones that say that.
No,
he's
that's
the
not
favorite.
true because I sent you the Ronnie one. I just know you love the ones that say they love Ronnie. So I send those to you. That's all. Okay, Santa Fe or bus campaign going? It's not. Unfortunately, it's not. And we are going to be putting them, well, we put the money into some technology, in fact, to get us up to par on going live.
Yep.
And also, we're going to put that towards merchandise that we're working on right now. So that's going to do it for us. I'm Lou Gallagher.
Corvette Ronnie.
Please go in peace and be nice to one another.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching Sunday Morning Mass.
Bye.
Be nice to one another. Thanks for watching Sunday